Please take a few minutes to watch this presentation before working with our product. The following instructional video is designed to take you step by step from the preparation of the floor to the installation of the product. You will find that working with our product is a bit different than other products that you have used in the past. Due to its wet resin-rich consistency, this product may be slightly different in spreading and curing than what you have used in the past. This video is full of useful instructions and tips designed to help make your experience with our product easier and trouble-free, regardless of how long you've been laying floors. The primary objective of this training program is to ensure that you're properly trained in the specific requirements of the installation process. This video presentation will utilize application examples and offer alternative considerations for various floor types. The video is laid out in three main sections. They are planning, preparation, and procedure. Section 1. Planning. When repairing or replacing a floor, planning the project is extremely important. Start by accurately measuring the floor area to be covered. This is important in order to accurately determine the amount of material needed for the repair or replacement and determination of how much time to allot for the total project. When considering your measurements, be sure to take into account the perimeter walls if you desire the product to be run vertically, creating an epoxy base cove. You don't want to get into the project and find out that you can't finish it because you don't have enough material because you forgot to order material for the base cove. Order the necessary material, keeping in mind that each floor kit will cover approximately 25 to 30 square feet installed at 1/8 inch thick. Now, depending on the type of floor that you're covering or repairing, you may need a few other products, including skim resin, underlayment, anti-sag material, high-gloss epoxy sealer, or satin urethane sealer. Here are a few general statistics to consider when calculating your needs. A skim resin kit will cover approximately 100 square feet per unit. Please keep in mind that this may vary a bit depending on the number of voids and depths to be filled on your particular project. The 5-gallon anti-sag can or kit contains enough material for 3 flooring kits or 2.5 skim resins. A kit of product will cover approximately 25 to 30 square feet. The epoxy sealer covers approximately 125 square feet per kit when installed with a squeegee and then back-rolled. This may vary depending on how much pressure is applied to the squeegee when pulling it across the floor. The satin urethane sealer will cover approximately 300 square feet when dipped and rolled with a 1/4 inch roller nap. After you have determined the materials you need to complete your project, the next consideration is obstacles. In this scenario, the obstacles that we're referring to may be drains, cabinets, pipes, or other unmovable objects that you will be installing the flooring material around. Some of these items will need to be taped off to protect them during the installation process. Our next consideration is the tools that will be required for the installation. You should have all of these on site so that the installation can proceed smoothly. Here are the necessary tools that you will need. 1. A 1-inch margin trowel used to install flooring in tight places and installing beveled edges. 2. A gauge trowel, which is used to install vertical base and finite finishing around drains and so forth. 3. A 6-inch cove trowel, which is used for a 6-inch vertical cove installation. 4. A 4-inch cove trowel, which is used for a 4-inch vertical cove installation. 5. A radial cove trowel, used to install a uniform radial cove at the bottom of the vertical base. 6. A finishing trowel measuring 3 inches by 14 inches, which is used to spread epoxy down to its finishing height. 7. A finishing trowel measuring 4 inches by 14 inches, which is used for the final finish strokes. 8. And a crutch, which is used to support your body weight as you extend your reach when finishing epoxy floors. It's also used for finishing outside corners of vertical bases. In addition to these hand tools, you may need some or all of the following materials or tools. A mixing machine or heavy-duty drill with cement or jiffy mixing blade. A flathead screwdriver used to open 5-gallon flooring kits and epoxy resins. 1 empty 5-gallon metal can. Denatured alcohol used to clean trowels and also used with rags to wipe down the floor prior to installing epoxy. Lint-free rags. Duct and painter's tape used to tape off surfaces that should be protected from the epoxy during application. White fiber mesh tape used with skim resin to span cracks, saw cuts, control joints, and so forth prior to installing the epoxy flooring. Also used with skim resin to span backer board joints. Latex gloves, used to keep resins off your hands during the installation process. Paint brushes, used to paint sealer on vertical surfaces and apply primer coat on walls prior to installing vertical base. Paint roller handle. Paint roller nap 1/4 inch, which is used to back roll after the sealer has been applied with a squeegee. Squeegee, used to pull the epoxy sealer across the floor. A 4-inch or 7-inch grinder with the following attachments: a metal cutting disc, diamond cutting wheel, diamond cup grinding wheel, sanding attachment, 4-inch or 7-inch grinding dust shroud. Paint roller handle extension stick. Drop cloth, used to protect the surface under where you will mix the product. Razor scraper, used to scrape off glue or other residues from flooring substrates prior to installing the epoxy flooring. Also used to scrape off any marble rock tips after the epoxy floor has been troweled down and prior to installing the finished sealer coating. Construction trash bags. Foxtail and dustpan. Paint stir sticks, used to mix the sealer kits by hand if a drill isn't available. Low-level light, used to aid the installer in highlighting flaws as he installs the floor. Extension cord, used to supply power to your mixing machine, drills, low-level lights, grinding machines, vacuum cleaners, and so forth. Orbital sander, used to polish deck drains after sealing the floors. Vacuum cleaner, used to capture dust in corners or other tight spots during the final cleaning before installing the epoxy flooring. Also used with the grinder and dust shroud when grinding is a must prior to installing the floor. Drill, used when mixing sealer. Drill mixing blade. Anchoring epoxy and/or liquid nails, used when you use metal strips to separate colors. Golf cleats or metal spiked shoes, used when you apply your final sealer coats. This includes most of the necessary equipment that you may need for the project and the initial planning.